done with.
Dude, you've been done.
I'm still here.
For what? Why? Because you just want to be a asshole.
You're right.
Then why the would you be in this competition?
I'm here.
Bone face. You.
Why do you look 50 and you're 24?
What? What did you say? Go yourself. You.
Would you rather have the brand new PS5 or a weekend with these three lovely ladies and you can do anything you want with them?
Wait, anything with them?
Like anything.
A whole weekend?
A whole weekend.
Damn, but the PS5 though, like it just dropped.
I know.
Ah, damn, y'all beautiful though, but
Hold on, what'd you say?
PS5 or us?
Oh,
bro, y'all beautiful, but I had a PlayStation 4 for 4 years, but I need a PS5.
Oh, God.
My nigga.
Y'all, so this dude came in my DM yesterday. He was like, "You're pretty, I'm trying to get to know you." He literally sent me $1,000 just to get to know me. And y'all literally sit here and think I'm gonna get to know y'all for free when somebody just paid me $1K for him to get to know me? Be so for real.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
Would you feel comfortable if your father was watching your OnlyFans and subscribing to it?
Probably not. No.
You would not feel comfortable, and I'll tell you why. That's because in your heart of hearts, in your soul, if you still got one, you know it's wrong. That's your work. In my work, if my mother consumed my work, I'd be thankful and pleased that she took an interest in my work and supported my work. If she bought my products, I'd be thankful. If your mother or father bought your products, you'd be disgusted and ashamed because you know what you're doing is wrong and the product of what you're doing is bad.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I got a question for you. Do you have car insurance?
100%. No reason.
All right. Do you have homeowners insurance?
100%.
Do you have life insurance?
100%.
Do you have medical insurance?
100%.
Did you get tired of your insurance agent talking about the possibilities of you losing your life and being rewarded? Hold on for a second. I know, but don't be a butt person. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. You have insurances. Although it's a very uncomfortable situation, and life insurance people who sell it tend to be scumbags. They tend to be looked at as scumbags, like, I don't want to have this conversation about me dying, but you surely will die. So you better have the conversation. The reality is, yes, it's a very tough conversation. I have to spend a lot of time talking about it. It's very difficult. However, there needs to be some insurance, and there's no insurance, and so we must talk about it.
He ain't lying.
That all up in me at one time. Don't try to make me take all that dick at one time.
Slow and easy.
He said, "Don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you. I would not rush all this dick up in you at one time. I'm going to take it easy on you." She said, "Okay, I think I can take it." So he laid down. The nigga rushed all that dick up in her.
Jammed it into there.
Jammed and round.
Like Jam City.
All kind of dick up in that girl at one time.
Damn.
And took her breath some more.
You are married.
No, I'm not. I wear that. That's a deterrent.
That's a deterrent.
Yeah. They be at me, man. They think I'm you know, they say they like a silver fox. Listen, a true story now.
So a deterrent from who? Who are you trying to deter
The
away
ones
from?
I don't want.
Okay.
The ones I don't like. Like, girl, you don't see that? But no, I'm not married, though.
Never been married.
And I just like the ring. Look at it.
It is pretty dope. Can I have it?
I mean, we can talk about it. You know we can talk, girl.
I have gender skin color dysphoria.
I am a white lesbian trapped in a black man's body. I'm 6 months pregnant and I love my husband, but the LGBTQ community won't accept me. And they tell me you could be what you want to be.
Not the biological father. Hear me out here. I'm not being insensitive. I know that his world has just been turned upside down. I know he feels betrayed. He's devastated. I empathize. I sympathize with his predicament. However, how is one able to walk away from a child that one has bonded with, loved, nurtured, poured blood and sweat into, simply because the DNA test shows that you're not the biological father? I understand getting rid of the wife or the girlfriend. The word I actually want to use starts with a W and rhymes with sure. Get rid of the W. But the children or the child, the innocent child, it is flummoxing to me. Now, I'm not a man and I do not know how this impacts men. I also know that there's deep shame. But were I in that predicament, of course I would be devastated. I'd be hurt and betrayed. But then I'd let the children know or the child know. You may not be my biological child, but you're still my child. I love you. You're my child in my heart. I've bonded with you. I've raised you. So nothing changes. Now, I know a lot of men worry about, oh, then I have to continue paying I have to pay child support now that we're not together. So what? I'd pay the child support. Because you know what? Even though everything has changed, nothing should have changed, because it's still the child that I raised, bonded with, and loved. And in an attempt not to pay child support, one ends up cutting off one's nose to spite one's face. Because you got to look at the big picture, the relationship with that child, the continued relationship, and the ability to go ahead and raise and nurture that child, because you already have that bonded relationship. But once again, because I'm not a man, I do not understand how anybody can walk away from a child. Story time. My husband had a boss about 20 years ago. This gentleman's son had some medical issues. And to make a long story short, he found out that his 19-year-old son was not his biological child. Needless to say, he was devastated. But you know what? He had raised this child for 19 years, was paying for college. This was his son, and he was not going to let him go. And my heart broke for him, but I was so proud of this man because he did not walk away from his child. And I think at times some men might think walking away from the child is a way to punish the woman for her betrayal. But at the end of the day, the person you're hurting is the child. And I can't help but wonder, won't you be traumatized as a person walking away from someone that you've bonded with, that you've loved? For the man, isn't that traumatic? I mean, I really do not understand. I just cannot relate. And once again, I'm not a man. I'm sensitive to the hurt, to the pain, to the betrayal. But is it right to walk away from a child you've bonded with simply because the DNA test shows that you're...
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch!
Yo. There we go. What's up, y'all? It's Cali West. Thank you for tuning. What's up, y'all? It's Cali West. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're feeling this shit where we don't give a fuck what a bitch thinks. So, yo, I do apologize for coming on a little bit late. Shoot, I had to handle some personal business real quick. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. Now we do got some people who already came in on the chat. XL Pro says like, share, subscribe, Cash App, $ Cali West 1. We also got JJD, so Cowboy Trapper in the house. He says good evening, Cali West in the chat. Then he says, oh, okay. So yeah, I think that's just about it. So now we can go straight to what we're here to talk about. So I guess we all know that P. Diddy and 50 Cent always had a peculiar relationship because essentially, Bad Boys where 50 Cent got his start. Okay? We all know this. Now, with that being said, we all know that 50 Cent used to even invite 50 Cent to his Diddy parties, right? I don't know if he participated in any birthday parties, but we haven't heard anything. But I guess he only came to the Diddy parties. He didn't go to the Diddy after parties. But long story short is it appears that Daphne Joy, his baby mama, was part of that. You heard? Now, if y'all don't know who Daphne Joy, I mean, that means y'all probably been under a rock, but that's okay. Because we can go take you on a journey and show you who she is anyway. Now, of course, she's not, she is his baby mama. And I'm going to just show y'all some pictures of her, of how they used to be. Because, love changes and best friends become strangers. So y'all go take a walk with me to Cali West Miami page on Facebook. Y'all more than welcome to follow me or, even add me as a friend if you'd like. See, we even got my show going on. Now, here go 50. Or here go 50. And the situation is baby mama. And of course, we got 50, out there showing his teeth. Look at him, as happy as can be. He got the camera out. And I ain't gonna lie, she fine. She fine as hell. She got him wearing Aladdin clothes, That nigga dressed like Aladdin and shit. Nigga showing his feet and ankles and shit. But I ain't gonna lie, she fine as hell, bro. She fine as hell, bro. I ain't gonna cap, bro. She fine as hell. I could totally see why he probably why he fell for her ass, bro.
She wanna put that pussy on me, put it on me.
She fine, probably smell all good. But, I think one thing men need to understand is even if you're going to go and you say, all right, fine, I don't want to get no girl from IG. I don't want to get a girl from no dating app. I'm going to get a girl from the wild. That same chick from the wild could still end up basically being a side piece to another man, a man close to you. You feel me? With that being said, we're going to go to the main event. So 50 Cent reacts after rumors swirl that his ex testified as Jane Doe in the Diddy trial. Look at this. Look at this picture, y'all. Yo, this is fucking for real. This is really insane, bro. So it says 50 Cent is stirring the pot. So yeah, 50 Cent is stirring the pot again, but this time it's personal. Rap mogul and media executive had social media buzzing after he posted a cryptic message of himself holding his son with a caption that simply reads, "What the fuck?" Right as the rumors explode that his ex-girlfriend and baby mama, Daphne Joy, may have testified against Sean Diddy Combs as Jane Doe in an ongoing federal trial.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Damn, son. Now, of course, it says Diddy is facing serious accusations tied to sex trafficking, and a recent courtroom sketch showed an anonymous woman, Jane Doe, taking a stand and breaking down in tears why recounting disturbing claims about her time with the music mogul. What really set things off, Jane Doe reportedly said the father of her child didn't get along with Diddy. They had the internet putting 2 and 2 together real fast. So, yo, she wants to go here and claim that she's like a victim, blah, 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 and the whole petty party, right? Crying and all this bullshit, right? But it's like your baby daddy's 50 Cent. The dude was like damn near almost a billionaire at one point in time, okay? If he's not a billionaire now. You didn't have to go fuck with this dude. I know a lot of people, you know, I heard other people, you know, talk about this subject and talk about how, you know, maybe 50 Cent wasn't really breaking her off, and that's why she had to, like, you know, say smash for like $10,000 and this and that and other. But you gotta understand, this is $10,000, you know, that's probably tax free. You feel me? Excuse me. If I'm not mistaken, I think as long as you get $10,000 or less, you could, and you know, he could essentially pay her legally and make it skirt past the IRS. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. They might have changed the tax laws now. But see, a lot of people are trying to say, oh, you know, she was probably broke and she was desperate. No. Here's the thing. If a dude take you on trips, you know, and you want to fuck him anyway because, you know, he got status, you know, getting $10,000, that's like, dude, that's like, you know, that's like icing on the cake. Because obviously her and 50 Cent, you know, broke up. You know, they didn't work out for whatever reason. But the truth is that it just goes to figure, this goes to show this chick, she knew Diddy and her didn't get along, and they still, you know, she still wanted to fuck the dude. Whether, all right, let's just hypothetically speaking, let's just say 50 Cent did get along with P. Diddy. That's almost more of a reason not to fuck with him, you would think, right? Either way. Now, since fans didn't miss the connection between the testimony of Daphne Joy, who shares a son with 50 Cent and was previously romantically linked to Combs. Not only that, Joy was named in the previous lawsuit by producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who claimed Diddy forced women, including Joy, into sex work and wild parties labeled freak-offs. 50 Cent has kept his foot on the gas when it comes to both Joy and Diddy. After Lil Rod lawsuit dropped, Fifth wasted no time clowning the situation. Joy then fired back, accusing her of rape and abuse during their marriage. Claims 50 Cent strongly denied. He even sued her for defamation for dropping the case once she deleted her post. Now, with Diddy's trial heating up and Jane Doe's identity still under wraps, 50 is clearly watching and posting closely. Whether or not Daphne Joy is the mystery, Jane Doe confirmed, but one thing's for sure. 50 Cent is tuned in, and so is the rest of the internet. Sheesh.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Patrick Saint comes through. He says he pressed 1 because he could hear. Everybody could hear, no doubt. I appreciate everybody. Now, Patrick Saint says 50 said, oh, you want to sell box? Full custody, bitch. Hey, I know that's right, boy. I know that's right.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Yeah, and he should. And he should. He really should. Now, stay locked in for more updates. Now, of course, you know, he probably ain't gonna get full custody. I mean, look, yo, it takes a lot for a man to even get, you know, to get full custody. I mean, you know, they essentially had to find a crack pipe in her hand for him to get full custody. But, you know, I understand he at least tried. He at least tried. Now, you know, unfortunately, y'all, it's kind of part of the game, man. Like, look, here's the thing. Truth is, as fine, as gorgeous as she is, you know what I'm saying? I probably would have fell for her too. The truth is that, man, most of these women, man, look, the things that were available back in the day of how you could hold a woman down and kind of basically like have like your servants and your mom, and everybody in the castle, or everybody in your household keeping track of the woman, keeping the check. Them days is over, man. And it's like, we know that relationships are so temporary nowadays. Your chick, your ex, your baby mama is gonna end up somebody else's hoe. Like, for example, I should have made a video about this, and maybe I'll make a video about this tomorrow. But so many people are surprised that what's that chick's name? That Laura London was like one of Diddy's like little like good time girls too, right? Well, allegedly, like there's no actually proof, but they done seen her like chilling with, kind of weird things like how she was like under like P Diddy's desk and stuff like that, like just weird stuff. And I ain't trying to tarnish nobody's name, but look, we all know that a lot of people have been on the dark side, and from what I heard, this could be rumor. We shouldn't be talking about a dead man's past, but it has been rumored that Nipsey Hussle, took part of like little private freak offs with his baby mama. I don't know how true that is, but that is just rumor. And when I say baby mama, I ain't talking about Laura London, because Nipsey Hussle actually has more than one baby mama. He has a baby mama before Laura London. With that being said, a lot of people forget that Laura London was a video vixen. She was in Pharrell's video. She's been in like other movies, ATL. So you just think that like she was just sitting out here just being an innocent girl, and then Nipsey Hussle found her. Laura London been about that life. Laura London been a slur. No disrespect, but she been a slut. She been a slot machine. It's just that, here's the thing. The thing is, I keep on trying to compartmentalize girls. Like, oh, she's the Laura London type. So the Laura London type, she's not gonna fuck with anybody because ever since she lost Nipsey Hussle, she can't see herself loving any other man. Bullshit. She just probably smart enough to keep it under wraps because she kind of knows her persona is tied to him. That don't mean that she ain't getting fucked by somebody. She was getting fucked by somebody before Nipsey Hussle. She can get fucked by somebody after Nipsey Hussle. And Nipsey Hussle been done, like, rest in peace, but he's been gone for a very, very, very long time now. But, man, we don't hate women, but women are going to be women. Women are humans, too. Now, JJD said, well, Babylon is definitely falling. All right, hey, Babylon never really prospers. But the question is, when is the fall? Is the fall going to be 100 years from now when we're not even around? At that point, does it even matter? Like, don't you, I'd rather, if it was up to me, we wouldn't be living in Babylon at all. But, it is what it is. Hey, in the Bible, it says we all have our tribulations. We all have our tribulations. Yeah, man, but, here's the thing, man. Like, if you're going to look, here's y'all, check this out. If you're going to be dating women in America, I hate to say this, but you're going to have to accept that she might end up just being somebody else's side piece. I just kind of think that, man, I just think that what kind of makes men mad. And I ain't saying I haven't been in that position, but it's like, we hate to be the one that we got caught out there loving a bitch, loving a hoe. You feel me? You're up here loving a hoe. She's been essentially a good time girl for a dude who likes to let other dudes bust in his face, bro. Yo, that shit is crazy, but I guess the best way to to get through the pain is to laugh through it, right?
Got it, girl. Drop her.
But yeah, man, unless you out here going and get girls after they graduate high school, bro, you're gonna be dealing with someone else's side chick. And guess what? Even if you do get a virgin, guess what? That virgin could get sick of you, and then she could end up being someone else's side piece. It happens. In about every hoe was a virgin at one point in time. JJ Jesus says, I'm disgusted with people who are lost 2/3. Who are the lost 2/3? Even while biblical prophecies is being fulfilled before our very eyes, most people refuse to wake up before it's too bad and too late. Well, JJ, one thing about people is that people are still gonna be people, bro. There will be casualties. Not everybody's gonna take heed to anything. Like, there's a lot of things that you could say that's common sense. Like, kind of like one thing that's common sense would be like a situation like this, for example.
Gender skin color dysphoria. Yep. I am a white lesbian trapped in a black man's body. I'm 6 months pregnant and I love my husband, but the LGBTQ community won't accept me. And they tell me you could be what you want to be.
Yo, but you see the joke? There is exclusion. As a matter of fact, there was an episode of Simpsons that basically reflected that. I don't know how, the Simpsons, they didn't cancel the Simpsons, but the Simpsons basically hinted that it is actually stupid because they will regulate who they feel that can and cannot do it. Like, they'll probably say, well, he can't do it because, maybe he's being sarcastic and there's some satire to it. But who are you to move it? You see, if it's really about, people could be who they want to be, that shouldn't, him even acting like he is gay, even though he's not gay, and he can be satire. Y'all should be so okay with letting people be who they are that you let him be an idiot, or if that's what you feel, let him be an idiot. Let him be an idiot. Let him be a misogynistic whatever, right? But see, you don't see. What I like is, I think Exa Approach shared this with me. It just goes to show the hypocrisy. Because think about it. Even people who here's the thing, true patriots, true patriots of freedom of speech don't only just fight for the freedom of speech of people that they like. They actually fight for the freedom of speech for all, even if it means fighting for the freedom of speech of neo, fascists, or a Hitler liker, or a neo, neo, whatever, right? But guess what? People, there's a lot of people who believe in free speech. They only believe in free speech, free speech when it comes to what they like. They don't believe in free speech when it comes to what other people like. And that was one of the things that Democrats lost the ball on is Democrats, they're supposed to be big on freedom of speech, freedom of speech, right? But we noticed in the 2020 through 2024, especially on Facebook, that essentially they were doing their best to censor other people's speech to the point that they swayed an election. And Ryan Zuckerberg didn't spend not one day in jail, bro. Not one day in jail for that shit, bro. So yes, them days, what I'm saying, Babylon is here.
It's an evil world we live in.
Yep. One thing is that one thing I realize about people generally is they don't really change. Now, with that being said, I do want to share this video because we all know DDG has been going through it with his baby mama, right? I don't know if y'all know, but he basically lost his case of who has custody of Hailey. He essentially gets supervised visits while she gets basically the main mind share of the time with the son. And it's sad because, we all know that he loves Hailey, man. He loves his son. But unfortunately, he was reactive instead of proactive. He been dealing with this crazy bitch. Gave this crazy bitch a pass. And guess what? This crazy bitch, she swung first and basically filed a suit that he was filing towards her. And what's crazy is there's actual documented proof of how vindictive she is. But guess what? The court probably never seen this. The court probably wouldn't even care, because in reality, the courts, and I'll say this for the record, the courts are in it to destroy families. Listen, nothing makes them more happy. Nothing makes them more happy than to stop a black man from raising his kid and letting the woman raise him. Because guess what? It's documented that they know damn well when women raise kids alone without a father. They know damn well that kid, that kid is good as dead. But guess what? The truth be told is the system. Truth be told, the system doesn't really want people to be okay. Y'all say things like, "Oh, how they gonna how they manage for us to survive, or how are we gonna manage to survive on this type of food and stuff like that, or whatever, or on this type of pay." That's because the truth is, the masses really don't give a fuck about you. Especially black men, they truly don't give a fuck about black men. See, black women, they can always make more slaves, but they don't care about black men, especially if black men trying to make it. DDG, oh, there's probably. They probably looked him up. They was probably more than happy to go and basically restrict him and manage his child. Truth be told, DDG, if you watch this podcast, even though this probably will be the last podcast you probably watch, you know what I'm saying, with your, your busy schedule, man, go ahead and have another Halo, bro. Have Halo 2. Have another Halo. Have another son. You have another son, and guess what? Before you know it, you probably you will have your hands full with both Halo and Halo 2. Look, you want to really piss Hailey Bailey off? Have another Halo, have another baby. See, DDG's problem is that even though he fucked other hoes, he hasn't truly moved on from Hailey Bailey, and that's kind of what led to the whole fact that she put that restraining order on him in the first place. With that being said, I do want to show an old video of mine that shows how vindictive she is. And what's crazy is that she actually admitted, I just thought that was just so repulsive about this, is the fact that she admit this and it's like on public record, bro. And like this and that. What just burns me is the fact that if he would have just went in into the court and just told on her in the first place, he wouldn't be even he wouldn't be stuck with the position that he's in now. That's essentially what he's doing. He's essentially stuck. Now he can't do shit now because he was being reactive. It's like if someone does something bad to you and they tell on them after the fact, it doesn't have the same steam as it would have if you would have just did it right then and there, because it seems like he was being vindictive. With that being said, let me share this clip here. They should play this shit in court, yo. Hold up.
Style. Everybody knows I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. I get very passionate. I seem nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words, everything. I'm good at that, right? And if I gotta yell or check anyone, that's what I gotta do. That's just the way I be. Clap back or sit back. I always have to choose clap back. I'm sorry. I'm a very kind person. But if somebody pokes at me or the people that I love, it's over for you. I'm an Aries. Sorry. Never have I ever started drama with my boyfriend for no reason.
Put it down.
I've you know. I'm territorial. I'm a jealous girlfriend. I'm a territorial girlfriend. Where you go, who are you with? That's me. I am nosy, number one. Number two, I like drama. I just don't like drama in my life, but I love watching it in other people's. So I love my baby so much. I need him with me in order to function, in order to be able to do the scenes and everything. So he's been out here with me majority of the time. But this week, and I go home on the weekends. But this week, I had a lighter week, and I'm going home tomorrow. So I got here last night, and I'm going home tomorrow. So I was like, let me try to test myself and see if I can be without him for a day and leave him, let him and his daddy have daddy and son time. And you guys, I miss him so much. But everybody knows Moo's the best daddy to him. But I miss him so much. Yesterday on the plane, I was crying, and I went to, the little airport stores. I bought a teddy bear, and I was like clutching it to my chest. I bought a Build-A-Bear and a blanket, and I was clutching it to my chest, literally on the plane last night, crying to not feel like miserable without him. I love him so much, guys. I don't know how this is possible. Anyway, in a relationship, I think I have anxious attachment style. Everybody knows I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. I get very passionate.
Yo. Man. JJD says STDs are spreading like wildfire, but some people are still sleeping around like the stray dogs and cat, then cry when it's too damn late and change for the better to prevent it in the first place. He says it's ladies 726 to 728. He said the courts are the system and the system is of the devil. So the devil gives the power to the oppressors to run the system, but God Almighty Yah is about to destroy this wicked system. Them who are on the wrong side will be destroyed with the enemies of the righteousness. I feel you. I feel you. So yeah, man, so what's crazy is there's a lot of women upholding, the media as well as women are upholding Hailey Bailey's, destructive behavior and toxic behavior. Matter of fact, a sister had to address this. Check this out.
Y'all fucking ridiculous, bro. Y'all fucking ridiculous. Y'all think it's okay for a woman to sit here and abuse a dude, stab him, do all this shit that Hailey did to DDG and still act like he's supposed to stay with her and marry her and complete a broken home, and this nigga getting stabbed up. What the fuck wrong with y'all, man? If DDG had ever pulled a knife to Hailey, y'all would be ready for him to be in jail the same way y'all laughed at Tory Lanez. Like, y'all ain't shit, bro. Dead ass. This is why y'all single mothers. Now, y'all bitter and evil as fuck. And it's so funny how all of y'all women that don't want to face no accountability, even with Megan Thee Stallion, y'all bitches is weird. Y'all some weird ass bitches. And these are the same women raising black sons. And y'all wonder why.
I'm glad that she said it. See, that's Dudley stayed on business. Holding y'all black women accountable. I'm glad that she said it. That way I wouldn't have to. Now, a lot of things that's very popular in this space, especially in the last few years, is body count. And the reason why we like to talk about body count is because body count is something that men actually wonder about, right? Now, the reason why we worry about it is because, men are very territorial and we want something that's not really, at least, here's the thing, we're willing to deal that women have somewhat of a body count. But let's just be real. I would never say a body count is not important because a body count is. But you don't even have to ask for a body count. Because if you watch a woman and just watch how she moves, she'll prove to you, whether she has a large body count or not. If a woman believes having sex is like a handshake, trust me, you would catch her cheating on you. Or let's just say y'all not even together. You would see those late night phone calls, the late night text messages, she'll disappear and stuff like that. Come on now, this point, she's a hoe. And there's another thing I want to say too. You don't have to ask women a body count. Is she single? No. Hey, if she breathes, she's a hoe. How about that? Let me make it easy for y'all. If she breathes, she a hoe.
You're a victim.
There we go, CSI.
Take that how y'all want it. Now, yes, there's going to be the exceptions to the rule because not all women are hoes. But all women have the potential of being a hoe. Now, JJD said this clip is an example of what I mentioned in Toxicities. Now, of course, Ken Davis comes through. He says, "What up, Callie? What up, G? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you." Now, this is what this chick got to say about body counts.
Asking me my body count is the quickest way to talk yourself off some.
Hold on.
Absolutely, I'm not giving it to you. I think asking me my body count is the quickest way to talk yourself off some coochie. Because I absolutely am not giving it to you after you ask it. And this weird obsession with having a low number doesn't make sense to me. Because like I said before, at the end of the day, do you want a surgeon who's only done one surgery? Nope. No, you don't. You want a surgeon with experience, yes or no? So when you ask these women what's their body count, you're looking for someone who has a low one, and then all you're going to do is run back and tell your homies about how she can't suck dick, how she can't arch her back, how she can't do X, Y, and Z. Why? When you can have a woman who knows what she's doing is going to be able to please you. So can we stop this whole weird obsession with the low body count? It's not real. It's not sustainable. You don't really want that.
Well,
you don't.
We're
going to tell the truth because we talked about
well, not for nothing. It's not. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I said this once before. I'm gonna say this again. It's y'all fault.
What do we do?
Y'all lied about y'all numbers and made us think it was real.
I've never lied about.
Well, I'm just saying, if women did not lie about their number, and whatever number is y'all real average, it would be more acceptable for us. But when we heard 3, when we heard 3 all our life, when you say 7, it's a little shocking.
Yo, salute to bro. Salute to bro for being honest. So let's break this down.
I think asking me my body count is the quickest way to talk yourself off some coochie. Because I absolutely am not giving it to you. After you.
Well, like I said, y'all don't have to ask these women their body count. Trust me, their movements, how they move, how they act, and how they react, or even just how they play things, they're going to show their body count, man. Look, whatever's in the dark comes to light. Trust me, it's not very hard to know if these hoes is hoes. And, you know, some of these hoes, like not all women are hoes, but you know what I'm saying.
Ask it. And this weird obsession with having a low number doesn't make sense to me. Because, like I said before, at the end of the day, do you want a surgeon who's only done one surgery?
Now, she's asking a question. She says, do you want a surgeon who only has had one surgery? No, I do not want to have a surgeon who only had one surgery. But if I am the hospital or I'm the director of the hospital and I have to hire a surgeon, and I look at a surgeon's resume and he has did surgeries, let's just say he has moved from 10 different places in the last year, right? Yeah, I could say, oh, he did a lot of surgeries, but did he have a lot of malpractices as well? Is my insurance gonna go up? So yeah, just because someone has done a lot of something doesn't mean he did a lot of something that was good, right? So yeah, and here's another too. And yeah, maybe you might have a doctor or someone who has done a lot of surgeries, but that doesn't mean that you have to, you may have to hire a doctor, but guess what? Do you have to marry that doctor too? No, you might have that doctor perform the surgeries and go about his business. Just like a female. She might be good in bed. She could be good in bed and go about her goddamn business.
Nope. No, you don't. You want a surgeon with experience, yes or no? So when you ask these women what's their body count, you're looking for someone who has a low one, and then all you're going to do is run back and tell your homies about how she can't suck dick, how she can't arch her back, how she can't do X, Y, and Z. Why?
Well, first off, I'll just say this much. I've been with women who haven't had experience, and this is one thing I learned about women. If she likes you enough, she could be not necessarily good at something, but if she likes you enough, she will get good at it. I've taught women. I've taught women how to basically go down on me. I've taught women about how to argue back. Look. If a woman can't be taught anything, what's the point of even being with her? I don't need a chick who's been experienced. I don't need. Here's the thing: men don't need a woman. Here's the thing: when we want a woman as a wife, she don't need to have that much experience. Unfortunately, just like women compartmentalize men, we compartmentalize women as well. I mean, and maybe for the wrong, not really for the right, always for the right reasons. But guess what? We can compartmentalize women and say, hey, you know what? You're good enough to have sex with, but guess what? Maybe I should be with the one who's just not as much promiscuous. Come on now. Now, Ken Davis says, oh, JJ says, oh, okay, it's time for the Reverend X right now. You know what? I'll give it a little Reverend X.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Can have a woman who knows what she's doing is going to be able to please you. So can we stop this whole weird obsession with the low body count? It's not real. It's not sustainable. You don't really want that.
Well,
that's bullshit because, like I said, you can have a woman with a low body count, but she knows how to please you. Look, I die on the Hilton on this fact. If a woman like you enough, there's a lot of things that she'll be willing to do and not do. Now, like I said, liking you, it's truth be told, a woman like you is not really sustainable because she can like you until she doesn't like you anymore. But I just say this much: if a woman likes you at the time or likes you enough, she will gag on you, let you bust all over her face, all that stuff. She'll let you do all those things, all those nasty things, that you run a train on her. She'll have a threesome with another woman. She'll let another woman go down on her, even though she says she don't even like girls. They'll do a lot of things if they're willing to please you. And women know this. Now, Ken Davis said, I don't want no bitch who got experience in the bedroom from a bunch of dudes. I am supposed to send niggas a thank you card for this desecrating this pussy. Like it's less work I gotta do. Right. Now, JJ Diddy then says there's going to be a lot more women in hell than men, and that's for two reasons. It's more women than men, and percentages of evil women are higher than men. Facts. And Ken Davis says, and Ken Davis says, how's she trying to compare that to shit to a surgeon? Fuck out of here. Exactly. Yeah. Now, but here's a joke though. If a man did one gay thing, she wouldn't fuck with him though. So, so guess what? Body count does matter now, doesn't it? JJ Diesel Traveler 79 Smith says it's a high percentage of us black men who don't have any kids and never been married. As a matter of fact, JJ Diesel, that's another fun fact. Do you know there are more black women who have, more multiple baby daddies than there are black men with multiple baby mamas? The
cap.
Now tell me about that shit. That's crazy now. Now that is, not really insane. It's actually pretty obvious.
No, we gonna tell the truth because we talked about.
Well, not for nothing. It's not. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I said this once before. I'm gonna say this again. It's y'all fault.
What did we do?
Y'all lied about y'all numbers and made us think it was real.
I've never.
Facts. If the body count is thing. See, she contradicted herself. If the body count doesn't matter, then why do you have to hide it? If the body count doesn't matter, why do you have to hide it? See, they hide the body count because they know they're going to look like sluts. Why? Because they are sluts. That's why they're hiding the body count. Look, here's the thing. They are ashamed of it. And they're ashamed that you're even asking them to address it. That's why they say, if a woman tells you her body count, multiply by 7. If she tell you 3, she's been with 21. Man, I'll even go as far as even to multiply 10 times or 17 times. If she tell you she's been with 3 men, this times that 12 times, bro. You know what's crazy? It's easy for a woman to rack up bodies. especially if she becomes a prostitute or even and think about it. Dating is essentially prostituting anyway. If all she requires is a man to give her some money for her to fuck him, her body count could go up really fast. Because the truth is, there's a simp pandemic going on where there's a lack of simps. Like, truth is, simps are even waking up. Even simps are waking up. Hey, at this point, simps do realize if they're gonna simp for somebody, they better as well simp for a better chick. JJ says, "Yep, I heard that. It's only the high body count, but also due to the females being females." Facts. Ken Davis says the only woman who I will be with a high body count is a stripper and prostitute. They don't feel the need to lie. I agree with that. And here's the thing. And here's the thing. Like, man, it's to the point that I even believe they'll lie too. Man, look, a stripper and prostitute, the best strippers and the best prostitutes know how to trick a motherfucker. But I'll honestly say, them hoes is probably more honest than most women who are not supposed to be hoes. So go figure. Go figure. Like, look at what they want you to put up with. Read this. Let me show you another example. Oh, you know what? Let me let Brother Man finish what he had to say, because what he had to say was very good.
Well, I'm just saying, if women did not lie about their number, and whatever number is y'all real average, it would be more acceptable for us. But when we heard 3, when we heard 3 all our life, when you say 7, it's a little shocking.
Right. Because he's like, so every female that I meet has a body count of 3? Like, isn't that suspicious? Isn't that suspicious? Let's just be real. That ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
This is a sick Negro.
Ah, man. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Now, check this situation out. This is why y'all, if y'all gonna have some kids, shit, if I ever have kids, I ideally want a chick with no kids. Because guess what? I repeat, I don't give a fuck who my baby mama was. Because she on her own, and if life is tough, she could bring that little boy, that little girl, and that little boy, little girl could live with me. But this is what I would not do. Check it.
The situation, like, I'm really trying not to break down, because I know that if I break down, I'm just going to keep breaking down. So, like, I got to push myself through it. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I'm feeling like there's a piece that I'm missing. Like, I could really make something shake. I don't know why I believe inside of me that I really can make something shake for this. I owe, like, $13.83 left on this month's rent. The part that's hard for me is that I cannot just like go 24 hours nonstop, because I do have kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they are in school, and I'm not gonna keep my kids in the car with me while I'm DoorDashing, Instacarting, and go puffing all hours of the night. My oldest son is old enough to stay with my kids, like when I leave the house, but I also don't feel comfortable leaving him for hours and hours and hours. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, that's not safe, and it just don't sit right in my spirit. So I'm limited by that, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm limited because I don't have a phone. I can't afford it. I got the little Lifeline phone, but that doesn't come with internet and stuff like that, and you only have so many minutes. So, like, I'm using my son's dad's phone to Instacart and DoorDash. Like, we're doing it, like, together, like, and it's his car. So, like, plus you gotta factor in gas and stuff. So, like, I'm maxing out as much as I can and still being a parent, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I'm just like, something gotta shake. I'm trying to get this social media stuff kicking off and get my money back flowing in with that. But it's hard to maintain this while I'm going through so much mentally and emotionally. It's hard to stay consistent because I'm grinding. And when I'm not, I'm like getting rest so that I can be as present as I can be for my kids and to go back out there and do it again. Like, basically, I'm averaging about like $100 a day with DoorDash. So, like, in 2 weeks, I can get like 1,000, a little over 1,000. I know that by the end of this month, like, if I go every day as much as I can and get my son's dad on board with doing that, don't touch that coffee. Don't touch that coffee. Like, I know that I can make a certain amount by then if, like, I can get him in the game. Like, and it's weird because he's never had to go through nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I'll be feeling like sometimes, like, he don't understand the urgency of this. Like, I can't be homeless with my kids. At the end of the day, he can go back to his family in Georgia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can go back to them. Like, they're not gonna be like, oh, yeah, that girl, her 3 kids can come up here. Like, your mom never liked me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't have my mom. I can't go back to my mama's house. I don't have nowhere to go, so I would be going to a shelter with my kids. And I be trying to express that to him, like, you know, it's real heavy. Like, I'm dealing with grief, you know what I mean? It's my mom's anniversary of her death coming up on the 22nd. And then it's like, now I'm facing homelessness with my 3 kids. And I'm...
Hold up. Hold the fuck up, bro.
Some of y'all say he go too hard. It ain't that bad. Oh, yes, it is. Now you see.
You have cooned so bad that they damn near need to put your face in the dictionary next to the word coon. I'm going to hospitalize you coons because I care about you. The Dr. Papa Mental Health Hospital for Coons.
JJ Diesel says, let Reverend X rebuke all the females and chaos goblins in the world, please. He then says most men are like, no, he said most women are like old vacuum cleaners that require bags, but the bag is missing. So they blow money like blowing money. He said they blow money. They blow money like blowing money. LOL. All right. I get it. Now, what use is a vacuum cleaner with no bags? Just blowers is all. LOL. Facts. Hey. Shit, they got vacuum bags on top of their head. Look at that damn bonnet. But yo, I wanted to point out something. Her rent is $1,383. If I can find some rent for $1,383, shit, I'd be in the game. 2-bedroom? Shit, that's about the price of a 1-bedroom in Miami, bro. You know what I'm saying? But $1,383, I know she's not sleeping on her couch, so that means, you know, and obviously she's making another baby, so that means that she at least has a 2-bedroom. You know, maybe she has a 2-bedroom, maybe even bigger. But check this out, y'all. She gave some clues. She said that her baby daddy's mom did not like her, right? Why did the mom not like her? Could it be the fact that, you know, has got 3 kids? You know, maybe the fact that, you know, she thought that, you know, her child, you know, her son should be with a better type of chick. But guess what? The dude, he's worthless as well. He has a car, but for some reason, she said she wants to get him on board. So you know what this means? He has a car, but he basically was just basically like bumming it on her couch. Or not even on her couch, bumming it with her. You know, fucking her, giving her a baby. And this dude, you know what I'm saying, she basically has to kind of basically force him to basically drive with her to do DoorDash so they can make money to pay the rent. Because the truth is, my whole thing, I would have just been like, you know, shit, you know, hey, you know, go on your own and shit, give me the baby and you do your things with yourself. But guess what? He chose her out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? This big bitch must have some really good pussy. You know what I'm saying? But yep. But the truth is, you know, I guess he's trying to help her out, but you know, it's like at the same time, shit, I wouldn't really want to be responsible for, you know, my kid, her, and somebody else's 3 kids. That's a little tough. But, you know, these are situations that these chicks choose to be in.
I'm trying not to let it touch. Ooh, that hit me hard right there. Like, I'm trying not to let it touch my kids, but it's just like, Like, I'm doing everything that I can. Like, I'm not sitting down waiting for no handout. I'm not doing that. I didn't apply for housing. I didn't apply for the wait list for the low income communities here. Like, because if I just find something that's a little cheaper, like, you know, this DoorDash, and at least I know that I got a roof over my head. Like, I'm not trying to like I've always been the type, like, I just need to make sure I keep a roof over my kid's head. I figure out the rest. Like, I don't care. I'll get on the bus. I'll walk. I'll do what I need to do. And it's
Yo, I do want to actually give her a prompt that she could be on Section 8. So she hasn't, so, you know, maybe she's not taking advantage of government benefits, you know, but that could be because maybe her baby daddy's, you know, they're all locked up. You know, she can't really get, I don't know if you can really get child support, you know what I'm saying, if your baby daddy locked up, if your baby daddy ain't got a job. So, and maybe she feel bad for her baby daddies. That's another too. You got a bitch. That's another too. A lot of these chicks, some of these chicks don't put their dudes on child support, or their baby daddies on child support, because they still have feelings for their baby daddy. Let's just be real. Child support is kind of a fucked up thing. That's essentially like New World slavery. But at the same time, just think about it. Like, you know, but just look. Hey, Lord forbid you get a dude who is a 9-to-5 ninja. She'll put him on child support though.
You're a victim.
There we go, CSI.
Mm-hmm. If you don't fit the status quo, yep. You getting a little UPS check, you getting your little $4,500 a month. Mm-hmm. She gonna make sure she get through her $300-400 out of it, $500. Yeah.
just like, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm doing it. I'm doing everything I can, and it's still not shaking. So I just, like, I don't know. I just be needing to vent because I don't got nobody to talk to. Like, I don't got nobody to talk to. And then it's like, I talk to people back home. They're all like, oh, you know you're supposed to be here. Oh, you need to come back. Do you know it takes money to move across states with 3 kids? Where's the money? I'm supposed to walk out with just me and my kids, have absolutely nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, if I had to do that, I would. But it's still like, what, we supposed to walk back to PA? Like, I don't know. Folks just be really saying crazy stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just, y'all, I feel like I'm doing really good, though, with my mental health, facing all of this. It's just, I feel like I'm just, like, what part of the puzzle am I missing? Like, I got an interview on Monday. I'm praying I get this job. I'm praying I get this job because the money will be what I need. And whether, you know, things fall through here or not, I'll know that, like, okay, I have a job and I can figure something out. You know what I'm saying? Something. You know, if we had to go to a shelter, we won't be in a shelter for too long because, like, mama got a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to talk through this and I'm trying to maintain positivity. It's just hard, like, because it feels like I'm just pouring out for myself. And I'm not getting poured back into. Like, I'm listening to the word, I'm reading the word. That's what's pouring into me. You know, it's just hard. Like, so.
It's so hard.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, man. Shit is real. Shit is real. A lot of women find out the hard way. Have to have multiple baby daddies and ain't none of them ain't shit. You know, some of the shit. And here's another thing I realized about life too. You know, and that's if, you know, the Lord, the Most High, y'all, He has a way of making you feel uncomfortable. You know, it's kind of like a fish in a fish tank that's getting too big for a fish tank. He's gonna make you feel uncomfortable. Eventually, some of those old things that used to make you happy are not gonna make you happy anymore. Like, it's like Outkast was talking about, you know, that one summer, you know, he got that Volkswagen Rabbit. He was driving around, maybe with the top down because it was a convertible, and you had fun, and you know, you drove around, you know, got your dick wet a couple of times and stuff like that. He drove around all summer, but then he's like, you know, shit, now, after a while, he started looking outside like, you know, shit, the Rabbit kind of old now. Shit, now you want a Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? Now you want a big boy car. And that's how life is in stages. You know, want a better crib, you know, you want better cars, want to wear better clothes, you know, take better trips, stay in better hotels. And, unfortunately, kids is something that could ruin that. So with that being said, Ken Davis says that's why I don't have kids now. Because yeah, man, like, there's so much. And also too, if you're dealing with a chick, she's probably gonna be somebody else's side piece. You know what I'm saying? She probably already had kids with somebody else anyway. So it's like you can't really make a makeshift family. Honestly, the only thing I feel you can kind of probably have a relationship with a single mother is if essentially the father has a responsibility for the kids, and even then, it's still you're still gonna shoot yourself in the foot because if she was so great, why didn't she just stay with the child's father? So they all have a asterisk and a check mark on the side of their name for caution. Now, back to this whole DDG situation, right? Unfortunately, she made him, she made him out to be like a bad guy. And look how they portray him in the media. So I guess People Magazine asked, who is DDG? Because mind you, she's the Little Mermaid, right? So, she's supposed to be such, she's supposed to be this angel, okay? It says Hailey has been granted temporary restraining order against DDG. Then it says against DDG, whom she split from October 2004.
This is a sick Negro.
And you know what's funny too? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Is she a little peculiar looking? Like, yeah, her eyes might be far apart, and she do look like a baby alien. No cap, she do look like a baby alien, but she's a fine, pretty baby alien. No lie, she look good as fuck, bro. Like, I see why he nutted up in her. You know what I'm saying? No cap, I see why he nutted up in her. Even if she do look weird, she probably look a lot better in person. Little sexy little thing. But unfortunately, man, no lie. The devil doesn't come showing it, saying his horn. She comes, looking good, so she comes dressed looking cute, looking all fine and stuff. Just no. Shit. Everybody be expecting the devil's going to be a man with horns. Shit, the devil could all be a woman, man. Ken Davis's question chat, would y'all rather be a stepdad or adopt kids? I would rather adopt kids because if you at least adopt kids, at least you have full access to at least indoctrinate that kid. You feel me? When you have stepdad, the real father still always have access to that child. Here's the thing. Let's say you have a stepchild and you raise a stepchild, even if you raise them all the way till it's born. If he knows, from an early age that he has a father, his own father there, he's always gonna wonder, bro. He's always going to wonder. And rightfully so. That's not even anything evil or negative. It's rightfully so that he will question who his real dad is. He'll only be right. That's not anything part of it. It's not any fault as a child. But if I had to really choose, I'll adopt the child because at least when you adopt a child, at least you know that he has no one who really is stepping forward to take care of him. And at least he's going above and beyond, Well, I take it back. You're going above and beyond with that child because no one else is going to go and try. Here's the thing. Even if you do let that kid know, hey, you're adopted, at least, even if they want to go find their parents, their biological parents, at least you were able to build them up to a certain type of level to the point that even if they do meet their parents, they're not going to get swayed by their parents and want to be on some dumb shit like their parents. It's like, let's just say I raised a kid and, both his parents were some crackheads and they happen to both be alive. doesn't mean he had to go over there and be crackheads. I think I raised him to the point to not really respect crackheads. You can still love your parents and still care about knowing your biological parents, but just recognize that they're some damn crackheads. Just don't leave your motherfucking wallet around them. Like, you feel me? Don't leave your wallet around them, and try not to spend the night in Compton. You feel me? Now, Ken Davis says you're right. Now, back to DDG. I would say DDG's best. I mean, I know this is not an original thought of mine because men have done this, throughout history. Just like 50 Cent. Have another body. Let's go ahead and make a new baby. Make a new Halo. I know you love Halo, but make a new Halo. See, that's why a lot of women have control of women. I mean, that's why a lot of women have control of men. Because guess what? They usually have a kid by one woman. As per statistics show, women have more multiple baby fathers than black men have multiple baby mamas. So 7 months after Hailey Bailey and DDG went their separate ways, the actress has been granted temporary restraining order against her ex-boyfriend in court documents obtained by People. Bailey accused DDG, whose real name is Daryl Dwayne Ainberry, of verbal and physical assault dating back to January 2025. The temporary restraining order required DDG to remain over 100 yards away from Bailey and their son Halo St. Granberry at all times. DDG confirmed that he and Hailey broke up in October 2004, 1 year after they welcomed their first child together. See, black people in the community, y'all love to have these kids and take them away from black men because y'all are like your slave masters. Y'all believe that the kids are your property. That goes back to slavery too. Because guess what? They never used to ask the father and the mother to, have kids to sell to slavery. No. They used to tell the mother, hey, if you could have 8 kids, you can have your freedom. Yeah, but that's a whole nother discussion. But black women truly believe that kids truly belong to them. I know someone's going to say, well, white women feel the same way, but mothers feel like they're biologically and chemistry, blah, 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 blah. But women, for some reason, black women, they do it like real feminists for some reason. The former couple first sparked, remember, black women are the ones who said they don't need a man the most. Yes, white women might say the same thing too, but guess what? When the hood has the flu, the white community has a cold. There's a reason why they call the hood the projects. It's a project. It's an experiment. So they can use it on the greater community. But guess what? The white community already knew welfare was bad for people. That's why white people didn't want to be on welfare. And only the poor, degenerate white people were on welfare. But guess what? To get y'all rights, they let your woman decide to get on welfare, which they never had before. And they thought that was a benefit. And guess what? Fast forward to 60 years later, black people make less money or have less worth now than they did when they had Jim Crow. So go fucking figure. Now back to DDG, not to go into my tirade. DDG confirmed that he and former couple first sparked romance rumors in January 2022 when they were spotted at Usher's Las Vegas residence together. They also stepped out for a handful of events, including the 2023 Vanity Fair Oscar after party. So, who is Hailey Bailey's boyfriend? Here's everything you need to know about DDG and what claims were made against him in 2025. He was his class valedictorian. Damn, salute to DDG. Salute to DDG. He was a valedictorian. Valedictorian? That's hot, bro. Of course, it says, let's see here. DDG grew up in Pontiac, Michigan, where he graduated from International Tech Academy as a valedictorian of his class. The high honor later inspired the title of his 2019 debut album, Valedictorian. He says academics are very important because I was really into school. That's what a lot of people don't realize. He told BET.com in 2019. Valedictorian is just about being super competitive and being at all top at all times. It displays my competitiveness, my competitiveness. I want to be a valedictorian of everything, definitely the rap game. After graduation, DDG enrolled at Central Michigan University, but he later dropped out to pursue a career as an entertainer. He said he started his start on YouTube. Like Belly and Cizzy Cloley, DDG got his start from YouTube. He started making videos in 2014, sharing an array of content, including vlogs and his original music. I'm in a space now where I want people to get rid of the stigma that I'm a YouTuber, DDG told people in October 2022. Of his career as a rapper, I'm just really trying to shake the image and that stigma. Even though I am a YouTuber, I feel that it automatically comes from people who not wanting to press to play the music or believe in the music or being harder on it. People are harder on me than other artists. That could be true. Let's go to the, because y'all can look up all this. I just want to know about the whole abuse situation so y'all can see what it is. Oh, check it. So it says, all right, less than a year after the breakup, court documents obtained people revealed that Bailey had been granted her request for a temporary restraining order against DDG that would also protect their son, Halo. In documents, Bailey claimed that DDG had called her evil and a bitch while accusing her of withholding Halo from him, which is not false. As a result, I have then received threats and hate on social media. He seems to try to set up drama for his fans. He said he goes live ranting about me and alleges I am keeping Halo from him. This is false. I requested a set schedule, which he refuses. Bailey also accused DDG of physical abuse and submitted photographic evidence that showed her alleged injuries caused by her boyfriend, including photos of her chipped front tooth and a large bruise on her bicep. She requested that the court order Darryl to cease and desist from posting, streaming, and any other platforms about Halo or me, including but not limited to YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. Bailey is also seeking sole legal and physical custody of Halo with no visitation for DDG. Instead, she is requesting that he be granted weekly supervised 6-hour visits with Halo, and that he be prevented from taking Halo outside of Los Angeles County. Bruh. DDG, just go ahead and have another fucking baby, bruh. Fuck that bitch.
Go! Get to the chopper!
Yo, FTB, bro. Yo, if you don't fucking go ahead and have another baby, yo, she gonna fucking have you by the balls for the rest of your life, G. Ken Davis says women would have no value if it wasn't for the fact of them having kids. Hey, see, but you'll be misogynistic to feminists, even though that's the truth. JJ Deal says, facts. I have to constantly remind my own mother that I am 45, not 5. Hey, right. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing about your mother. You know, when you see your mother, you know, give her a hug. You know, maybe even kiss. You know what I'm saying? Love your mother. But, you know, what you end up realizing, here's the thing. You know what truly growing up to me was? Look, truly growing up or truly being wise was realizing that your parents were kind of idiots. I'm not saying my parents were idiots per se, you know, but they were a lot goofier than I thought. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we used to hold them to such high self-esteem. But sometimes you can still respect someone and still love someone and still, you know, respect someone, but you can still see their weak spots, right? You know, your mom, here's the thing, most moms, like most women, they don't want you to take any risk. They want you to play it safe. They want you to do, you know, they're just gonna tell you to do what they were told to do. Like, you know, like for example, your mom is probably somebody who will just say, oh, just go to school, you know? And you say, go to school for what? Oh, just go to school for anything. Just, you know, you just go to school, you know, you'll make more money, just go to school. No. You go to school for social work and then go on to school like $60,000-$70,000 and only make less than $30,000 a year at your government bullshit ass job, right? Still not enough to help you pay for these damn school loans. So just going to school doesn't mean anything. Now, if you want to go to school for stem cell research, you want to go to school for a trade, you want to go to school to get your CDL, that makes sense. You know, just going to school, just go to school doesn't make anything. But guess what? That's something that your mom, my mom, and supposedly most single black men who had raised with single black mothers have been told, just go to school. But no, not just go to school. Go to school with a focus. Shit. Read this. This mechanic the other day, he's 51 years old. He just became a doctor. But listen to this. He became, look, I ain't lie, man. I idolize this guy, man. I actually envy this guy. He has been a mechanic for like at least like maybe 20 years or so like that, 20 plus years. But he decided that he was gonna go to school to be a doctor. But guess what? He owns a auto shop. So essentially, while he was going to school, he essentially had other people working for him and still bringing in revenue. Yo, man, that's dope, man. And you know what? I'm probably going to talk about that shit tomorrow, man. Salute to bro. Salute to bro for doing that, man. 51 years old, man. 6 years older than me. Yeah, nothing tried, nothing done, G. But yeah, man, like, you know, the truth is that your mom will always be your mom. You know? That's why it's kind of good to, like, you know, live away from your parents because, you know, they got your goddamn nerves sometimes. You can love your parents, but the thing is, you're not 5 anymore. So the shit that you used to be willing to bear, you can't bear at 45. You know, like I said, life has a way of making you feel uncomfortable. It's like there's certain things that your mom would say to you now that still irritates your nerves. That probably didn't used to bother you as a kid, but it bothers you now because you're a grown ass man. It's like, okay, lady, I'm paying my own bills and shit like that. You feel me? But guess what? Like it doesn't matter whether you have a big ass mansion or you have 3 houses or you even pay for her house. Like they still see you as the person that came out their womb. That's why sometimes, you know, when people, like for example, JJ Diesel, that's why a lot of rappers, celebrities, you know, musicians, anybody, politicians, anybody who gets success. Some people say, oh, that person changed. Yes, they changed because guess what? Money changes people. Guess what? Life changes people. If you have a bad accident and you can't walk anymore, or you can walk, but you can't walk the same, like you walk with a limp and you can't run fast anymore, that is a traumatic life change. You're not, look, a lot of things could lose. If you're fat and you lose a lot of weight, now you can get girls now. Now you done added 15 more, 20 years to your life, right? From just losing 100 pounds, right? Guess what? Your life changes. Yes, you changed. You damn right I changed. And guess what? People need to embrace the change. And one thing about change is about embracing the change is the reason why some people, you know, they might get success and they might start getting new friends because guess what? Their old friends ain't willing to grow with them sometimes. Like for example, you know, just think about it. Young Thug, I feel like Young Thug kind of got another out of trouble is because the type of people that he hung around with. Word on the street is Young Thug been a gangster. But guess what? He didn't make all his money from being a gangster. He made his money, you know, telling his gangster stories, right? But guess what? He wasn't willing to walk away from that gangster life. But part of that was the fact that he hung around with gangsters. You know, if he would have just, you know, hung out with Gunna and, you know, not hang out with those gangsters anymore and just rap about the gangster stuff, he would still be rapping about the gangster stuff now, still be making a lot of money. Not saying that he's not making any money, but guess what? He wasn't willing to let go of his past friends. Sometimes, you know, that girl who was down for you, kind of like Kevin Hart's wife, you can still love a woman, but guess what? You want to be with another woman who's a little bit more marketable, a woman who can more, you know, shit. Maybe a woman you're more turned on by. Shit. Kevin Hart ain't the same person that he was when he first married, you know, Mrs. Hart. So guess what? He had to go get another chick. He made sure he took care of her, just like The Rock. The Rock, he made sure he took care of his ex-wife, even though he got married again. Matter of fact, his ex-wife is like still his business manager. That's crazy, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not everybody could do that, but hey, blessing to them. But sometimes your needs and your wants change. You feel me? Now, JD says, I agree. God mighty, y'all put this quote on my mind. A non-virtuous woman has as much value as a wooden penny. At best, is detrimental to the worst. At Ken Davis. And then he says, I love my mother, but she is guilty for far more than I care to think about, let alone mentioning right now. Yo, man, most mothers are. Like, it's kind of like what AMS said. He was like, I remember when AMS said this shit a long time ago. He was like, my mama's a slut. Your mama's a slut. And it was just so foreign to hear. But, dude, when you end up realizing that all women, whether we love them, here's the thing. Men like to, here's the thing. Although men could compartmentalize women, we have to understand that women could still step outside that compartmentalization and still go through any step up the spectrum. Okay? So, yes, a woman might be a slut. We might know her as a slut. But guess what? Somebody else might know her at her job as a good girl who's always on time because she's a nurse at night. But no one knows that she's really stripping at night, too, and sucking dick. You know what I'm saying? Off of, Backpage or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever these little crawler pages is and whatnot, right? So, but men like to believe just because we compartmentalize women, we believe that she only stays in that one compartment as if she can't, get up and move across the spectrum like a chess piece on a board. Now, JJ Jesus says, I got my class CDL when I was 23, old against my mother's wishes. I've been driving trucks for 22 years. Dope. No lie, I wish I would have went to the military, but my dad talked me out of it. JJ says, I'm 45, so I have to put my well-being before anyone else. I know I am not a child anymore, and I draw strict boundaries. Only wicked idiots would dare knowing attempt to cross such boundaries. Facts. Jesus says, yes, I know. Yeah, man, hey, at this point, great minds think alike, man, Like I said, y'all, when you see your mother, hug your mother, you know what I'm saying? Give your mother a kiss, love your mother. But, your mom, your mom could only give you so much advice. As a matter of fact, your mom can't even give you any advice past 12 years old. Unless she about to tell you how to cook something, like she gonna tell you how to cook some oxtail, she gonna tell you how to make some ham hocks, how to make some collard greens. For the most part, there's nothing that your mom could really tell you about life, bro, at all. So growing up and being mature is learning that your parents, they didn't always know it the right. They didn't always know what. I mean, I know there's no guide and there's no handbook to being a parent, but unfortunately, unfortunately, a lot of them made their decisions. Look, most of their decisions were very selfish ones. Oh, you know what happened? Check this out. Yo, Quavo is trying to get caught up by this black woman. Check this out. This is actually funny. Because, this is funny. I need to show y'all this. Quavo gets called out by a sister. Why? Check this out. And y'all know I don't really fuck with Quavo. Especially after he fucking end up behind damn. How can I forget his name? The other Migos guy. That was Offset. When he ended up, that whole little thing that kind of looked like he set up his own cousin. I don't fuck with Quavo, but look what happens with Quavo anyway.
I know you taking a shoot. Can I have a picture, please? After you finish? He said after he finished. Okay. Anything, you should be happy. Yeah, bless you too. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because of me, that's because of you. So don't do that. I mean, like, so what? You up there, so you should try to help somebody else. Don't do that.
Shut up, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Oops. Yo. Hey, apparently he didn't want her ass in the motherfucking video. He didn't want her. He didn't even want to even be around her ass, bruh. How about that?
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Yo, shit. He's like, shit. More white people probably buy my records more than black women. I don't know. He probably knows his demographic. He probably knows they don't buy his shit. I don't fucking know. But he was not interested in dealing with any dealings with her, bruh. And she felt some type of way.
Emotional damage.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, sometimes you gotta read the room. And unfortunately, y'all, one thing I realized in life, not everybody gotta fuck with you. You know, hey, unfortunately, not everybody gotta fuck with you. I learned that the hard way. I learned that, I think, at 10, 12 years old. Everybody ain't gonna fuck with you. Everybody don't have to be your friend. Everybody don't have to even acknowledge you. You know, once you realize that, you move. Once you realize that, you move just a little bit differently, a little bit more cautiously, and a little bit more with a little more precision. You know, don't just be out here floating. Is there anything else I wanted to mention tonight? So this chick, she ended up realizing how it feels, you know, to be left. Here's the thing: the truth is that a lot of things that we go through as men, women are kind of experiencing themselves too on the back end. Now listen to this chick right here. She has a lot to get off her chest, literally.
And why would you leave me on red? I didn't even do anything to be left on red. Like,
Emotional damage.
Now, yo, I know, baby girl, no lie. Not only does she got some big old titties, she got more cakes than Duncan Hines, y'all. No lie. Yo, check it.
We outside tonight! Pull me up, bitch!
Oh, shit. I can't see that. Hold up. Run it back. Sheesh.
She wanna put that pussy on me, put it on me.
God damn it.
It's an evil word.
If you got a girl, perfect.
Shit.
What kind of shit is that?
So bullshit. All of it.
Shit. Sheesh. Shit, thicker than the motherfucking snare. Now, yo. Now, look what happens on this airplane trip. Now, I've said this before and I'm going to say this again. You know, I do got love for black women. I do got love for sisters. Shit, I fuck with sisters all the time. Now, with that being said, now that I put that disclaimer out, There's a lot of demographic assistants, man. Y'all making yourselves look bad. You know, y'all say that, you know, y'all being mean and having an attitude and being, you know, combative is a stereotype. If that's true, then why y'all let media portray y'all to be such a way? And if it's a stereotype, why we got acted out in real life? Check this out.
Officers, if you'll come and ask these witnesses, because I don't want to talk to her. I'm just trying to go home. And when we pull off, I will be quiet. I gotta go pick up my son. Seriously, I've been having to pick her up since earlier. I'm on the phone with my mama. You're on the phone with my auntie. I didn't do anything. No, I'm not. You can come here. I don't want to go that way. Seriously. Yes, my mom on the phone. Like, cause I've literally been waiting 3 days to leave. I don't stay in Texas. I'm on the phone with my mom. I'm calm. I just want to go. Can you come on and talk to them? No, I'm not, because they're gonna drive off. I'm not getting off the plane because I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not. I will be quiet once the plane goes off. I done already helped these people up. Like, did I do anything? I honestly didn't even do anything. I just want to go. I'm not leaving. Okay. I will do a lawsuit, everything. I'm not leaving. Okay, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I want to go home. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I want to go home. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm not leaving. I'm going to go home. Seriously, I haven't did anything. I want to go home. I've been wanting to go home for 3 or 4 days.
Wait a minute. I just realized some of y'all came to see this picture. That's crazy. Y'all didn't get to see the hair high hooliganism. Here you go.
I will be quiet. I gotta go pick up my son. Seriously, I've been having to pick her up since earlier. I'm on the phone with my mama. You're on the phone with my auntie. I didn't do anything. No, I'm not. You can come here. I don't want to go that way. Seriously. Yes, my mom on the phone. Like, cause I've literally been waiting 3 days to leave. I don't stay in Texas. I'm on the phone with my mama. I'm calm. I just want to go. Can you come off the plane and talk to them? No, I'm not, because they're gonna drive off. I'm not getting off the plane because I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not. I will be quiet once the plane goes off. I done already helped these people up. Like, did I do anything? I honestly didn't even do anything. I just want to go. I'm not leaving. Okay. I will do a lawsuit, everything. I'm not leaving. Okay, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I want to go home. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I want to go home. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm not leaving. I'm going to go home. Seriously, I haven't did anything. I want to go home. I've been wanting to go home for 3 or 4 days.
12 seconds later.
And people started recording. I didn't get reason to record. Like, for real. Like, dead ass. I can't record me, get it, bitch. Record me. Play them on the lip. 2 A's, 3 A's, and TikTok. I'll start giving you social media names. Like, fuck. No, Destiny, nothing. Because I've been trying to be calm. Okay, you're good. I'm trying to. If you been fucking recording me, I give y'all a thing. I give y'all a fucking thing. Like, bruh. Destiny, don't I think I don't give a fuck about these motherfuckers on this plane. Okay. Oh, God. Fuck everybody. Oh, God, I'm gonna get off this bitch. Like, fuck y'all. Oh, God, I slap everybody on this bitch. I'm gonna go to the support. Like, are you still gonna walk with me? Can you please walk with me? Because I'll be comfortable. Because I'm not ready to slap everybody gonna fuck with me. Dead ass. Dead ass. Dead ass. I'm gonna put my none of this shit. Like, for real. Because I'm trying to go to my son. Like, and I'm like, yo, don't say shit to me. I'm gonna get that shit. I don't want nobody say nothing to me. These are the foul ones. Like, yes. Dead ass. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Anybody got a camera, I'm gonna slap them. Y'all better grab me. Y'all better grab me. If anybody got a camera, or what, I'm slapping the fuck out of the all shit out of you. Anybody got a camera, I'm dead ass. Anybody got a fucking camera, I'm slapping the fuck out of you.
Emotional damage.
Yo, don't lie, I was about to start chanting. See, I wouldn't want to get off. Yeah, see, that fucking around probably tried to kick me off the plane too. So I would have been like, I would have been one of them back and like, kick her off, kick her off, kick her off, kick her off.
Emotional damage.
Man, that's funny. And then She's talking about everyone will break out their phone. Shit, I'm sure other people had their phones out too. Because what's she gonna do? Fight them? Because others is only gonna just have her handcuffed and even be better footage, even go viral even more. It was like, yo, the passengers themselves is like,
Run! I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
It's the foul ones. Like, yes. Dead ass. Don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Anybody got camera, I'ma slap the shit out of you. Y'all better grab me. Y'all better grab me. If anybody got a camera, or what, I'm slapping the fuck out of y'all shit out of you. Anybody got a camera, I'm dead ass. Anybody got a fucking camera, I'm slapping the fuck out of you. Anybody.
did y'all hear her? You making fun of me? You making fun of me? Yes.
Slapping the fuck out of y'all shit out of you. Anybody got a camera, I'm dead ass. Anybody got a fucking camera, I'm slapping the fuck out of you. Anybody.
Yo.
Emotional damage.
Now, for everyone who be like, oh, you know, white women do it too. I got a ling-ling. Now, yo, y'all know, you know, Asian women are the most submissive, or they're at least the most submissive acting women out of all women, right? Until you meet an Americanized one. Check this out.
The county insurance that I can file a police report here.
We are not taking any more reports for you.
You haven't taken any, so
yes,
as of now, I'm a civilian.
Ms. Troy, what are you trying to report?
I am trying to report that I have T-Mobile phone records.
You don't.
Okay, is this like some alternate reality where I have an email that you can't see?
We're done. We're not reopening this case. I'm not taking your report.
Okay, I'm going to stand here till you let me file a case, because as a civilian, I have the right to do so.
If you want to stay in our lobby, you can, but if you're disruptive, you'll be arrested.
Okay, let's put me under arrest.
I'm not arresting you now.
Hey,
now you're under arrest.
Let's do this. Okay.
You're under arrest for battery of police officer.
Okay,
stop
resisting.
resisting.
I have a back issue. Okay, brain disease. I can't.
Stop.
I can't. Okay.
Relax.
I have a back issue. Relax.
Can you close it? Relax.
This is racism. Ultimate racism right here.
Put your hands behind your back. You are under arrest. Do it now.
I'm sorry, I don't understand English. Could you get me a translator, please?
Yo, if that was a part of a black, if that was a black woman, they probably would have mollywopped her, bro.
Emotional damage.
They probably would have fucking manhandled her, bro.
It's an evil world we live in.
Bro, what the fuck was that, bro?
You ain't lying.
Man, hey, I'm telling y'all, hey, y'all think y'all ready for these? Y'all think y'all ready for these interracials? Y'all think y'all ready for an interracial relationship? I'm telling you. I'll tell you. So I'm thinking that just because I ain't saying that black women haven't been, black women have been making themselves really look bad, most black women. But don't think you're gonna be okay just because you got your ling-ling or a snow bunny.
Emotional damage.
Shit. Them hoes be just as motherfucking crazy, bro. And so, hey, shout out to the replay gang. I know that's gonna fuck up your ears if your headphones are too loud, man. I didn't even know that screaming that's so loud, and I got these good ass headphones, but damn. JJ Diesel says a lot of these females are literally hopeless chaos goblins. LOL. Facts, because dude, she was so willing to get someone to hear her case, and she assaulted a police officer. Hey, that was like almost unreal, bro. And guess what? She was there before because they already knew the bitch by name.
I was told by the county sheriff that I could file a police report
There
here.
are. We are not taking any more reports for you.
You haven't taken any, so
Yes,
as of
we
now,
have.
I'm a civilian.
Ms. Choi, what are you trying to report?
I am trying to report that I have T-Mobile phone records.
You don't.
Okay, is this like some alternate reality where I have an email that you can't see?
We're done. We're not reopening this case. I'm not taking your report.
Okay, I'm going to stand here till you let me file a case because
You
as a civilian, I have the right to do so.
If you want to stay in our lobby, you can. But if you're disruptive, you will be arrested.
Okay, let's put me under arrest.
I'm not arresting you now.
Hey,
now you're
okay,
under arrest.
let's do this.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Okay, it's brain disease. I can't.
Stop.
I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't.
Why did she turn into a man? What was I supposed to do? Get her to stop. What was I supposed to do? Make them stop arresting her, bro?
Shut up, bitch.
Yo, I wanted to see them gag her and hogtie her, bro. But she was fucking
I'm sure that I can file a
tripping,
police
bro.
report here.
We are not taking any more reports for you.
You haven't taken any, so.
We're not taking any more reports from you. Oh my god.
Man.
No, you're a man.
Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
He said, I gotta catch the store. Yeah, go to the store and get me a photo. Hey, I know what you gotta do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Play me on the radio. And you know what's so crazy? Is I still remember as a kid, like being like 10 or 11. I still remember my dad used to listen to little talk radio shows. And I was like, man, you got a car. Man, you're supposed to be driving to some music and shit like that. You feel me? Because that's what, no lie, he used to play a lot of music when he used to drive too. But sometimes at night and sometimes in the morning, he'd be like listening to some talk radio. I don't want to hear no talk radio. I don't want to hear what the fuck y'all talking about. But here we now are, our father's age, driving around, listening to talk radio. Shit, now we're actually watching video of people actually talking live. So go fucking figure, bro. Shit crazy. Shit crazy. Yeah, man, I know you gotta do what you gotta do. Is there anything else I really wanted to talk to y'all about? So I ain't gonna lie, your boy getting a little tired, even though y'all arguing. I appreciate y'all. Oh, hey, Sugar Free's gonna say something that's actually true. Extra Pro share this with me. Check it. Oh, I gotta clear the deck a little bit. But XL Pro share this with me. Oh shit. Bob Dapolina come through. He says, yo, I'm gonna send you a video. All right, send it to my Facebook. What does it pertain to, my G? If you don't mind me asking.
That's hilarious.
And some big bitches are getting more money than a skinny bitch. You know what I'm saying? So we men and we love women.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
My uncle told me, I was in the 4th grade. He said, man, any of these girls, man, at your school say they'll do anything for you, you know? And I said, yeah, man, all the time. I was 12, 13, I don't know, 11, 12, 13. Some of them wasn't playing, man. Yeah. He telling me this as a kid. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you got game about yourself and you with the ism, you only going to give that to a motherfucker, I don't care how old they are, that you think, that you know that's going to get it. Pimps are born. Born. Pimp ain't made, man.
Yeah, pimps are born.
Pimps are born.
Shit. I don't know. I mean, look, the only difference between a simp and a pimp is the fact of this is the spelling in the front of the name. Because it's what? We used to glorify pimps and think they was a man and stuff like that. Well, you know when we end up finding out the pimp is making love to this hoe. The pimp is eating this hoe's pussy. This pimp is digging her down, giving her, he's giving her the 6-inch plus special. You feel me? He's going deep, balls in deep with this shit. He gotta make her feel like a beautiful woman after everyone made her feel like a shitty bitch. Yo, being a pimp is not what it's cracked up to be. It is not what it's cracked up to be. We don't glorify pimps over here. But there is some truth to what he said, though. Women will, if they feel like you are that ninja, they feel that you're worth it, they'll be willing to sell their pussy for you. They'll be willing to not sell their pussy. They'll be willing to act like a good woman. All that shit. For real.
Out to eat, giving them free meals? What part of the game is that? You taking her to Red Lobster with the cheddar biscuits. The fam ain't eating cheddar biscuits, but this random broad is eating cheddar biscuits.
I know the game. Your granddaddy knows the game.
Game recognized game, granddad.
I recognize game. Your granddaddy recognized game.
Game recognized game, and you looking kinda unfamiliar right now. I can't... Where's...
Yo, he called out Pops. Do you hear what he said? He called out Pops, G.
Taking women out to eat, giving them free meals? What part of the game is that? You taking her to Red Lobster with the cheddar biscuits. The fam ain't eating cheddar biscuits, but this random broad is eating cheddar biscuits.
I know the game. Your granddaddy knows the game.
Game recognized game, granddad.
I recognize game. Your granddaddy recognized game.
Game recognized game, and you looking kinda unfamiliar right now. I can't... Where's...
I wanna tease you. I wanna show you, baby, that I need you. I want your body till the very last drop. Oh, I want you to holler when you want me to stop. Like me, nobody. Who can sex you like me? Nobody. Who can treat you like me, my baby? Nobody, baby. And who can do it like me? Nobody. And who can give you what you need? Nobody. Who can do you all night long? Nobody, baby.
Okay. Bob Dabalino, salute to Bob Dabalino. He says Stiff Basic Brad gets inspired. Oh, let me pull it up again. Stiff Basic Brad gets the demographic in an uproar. Let's see, in an uproar with a mayonnaise inspired performance. Why so many FBA easily impressed with Zaddy? Single. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Those some hashtags. Man, Bob Dabalino, well, that's the thing. They love anything white is right to them, man. You feel me? And you know me, I have nothing against interracial relationships. I have nothing against a white woman dating a black man. I mean, a white woman dating a black man, and nothing against a black woman dating a white man. They can do whatever they want, but the truth is that it doesn't take much for a white man to get away with being with a black woman, because the truth is if a square dude of a black man dressed like this white guy would have went up there and singing it too, they probably would have been talking more shit to him, even if he had a better voice. But just because he wasn't exactly sounding like Keith Sweat, then they would have fucking they would have fucked around and try to boo him or some shit like that. There is some truth to that, we tend to, they could just do a little bit, and we tend to give them a lot. So, but hey, it's not me, I'm not here to try to save the community or try to convince, black women to, to respect black women, a black man, or cherish black man. Black men go where you're celebrated. If you get a sister who believes in you and willing to listen, so be it. But if she's white, or she's Asian, or Latino, or whatever, Asian, hey, do what you gotta do. You gotta go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Bob Melina says, truly needs to be studied how FBA women revert back to their plantation ways over the most basic white guys. Well, hey, that's a fact. Look, I totally agree with you. I'm totally on board with you on that. But what's crazy is that black women will still talk shit about black men being with white women. But then if they had the opportunity, they'll go and, fuck your boss or fuck their boss, or, just because the fact that he's a white man. Yes, being white goes a long way with sisters, and that goes back all the way to slavery. And there's a lot of people who are conquered people, and when you have a conquered people are going to be in a certain kind of mindset. Shit, trust me. Asians, they probably have more culture. They definitely have more culture than us. But shit, how do you think they feel when white boys be taking their girls? They might keep their girls more. But guess what? Them Asian chicks, especially Japanese chicks, they love some white men. Rob Dabalina says, what's funny is pro-white men will have smoke for us, but never seem to find these videos. Well, as far as Dr. Umar says, it's our job to marry the black women. You know what I'm saying? But, Dr. Umar doesn't hold them accountable. And yes, unfortunately, pro-black men, that's the thing. Truth is, pro-black, that's why you call them pro-black, is because they're not really pro-black. To be pro-black is to hold even black people accountable for their stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And pro-black has nothing to do with the dick policing anyone, actually. I don't think being pro-black, like, for example, you don't have to be married to a black woman to be pro-black. Bob Dabalina says Asian women definitely marry out the most than any other demographic. Well, they have the ability to marry out the most, no doubt. So yeah, so it's just Asian men, they go through it too. It's just something that we have to go through. Like, but guess what? Hey, Asian men, they go marry white women all day too. They go marry. Hey, believe this. They go marry white women all day. They go marry. They go marry a white woman all day too. So hey, sometimes in life, it is what it is. Is there anything else I wanted to share? No lie, I think I just about cleared the deck. I don't think there's anything else I really want to talk about. What's this?
Weber walked into that courtroom and testified under oath the silence was louder than the truth, and the truth it hit like a sledgehammer. Yes, he said, I had a relationship with Jackie Christie, and yes, Chantel is my daughter. Gasps echoed. Doug's hand dropped Jackie's face, didn't flinch, at least not at first, but this isn't a story about love. This is a story about betrayal. Lies layered so deeply they became a brand, a reality TV legacy, and now a legal disaster. Let's rewind. It started with whispers. Anonymous DMs sent to gossip bloggers a rumor that Jackie and Chris weren't just ex-friend but ex-lovers. The timeline never made sense until Chris Weber made it make sense in court under oath. Chris laid it bare. He didn't just talk about a mistake or a one-night thing. He detailed years of back and forth. Hotel visits, handwritten letters, and the most damning part, a pregnancy. Jackie.
So, yo, you know what? We're probably going to talk about that tomorrow. But basically, you know, Doug Christie basically admit to basically having, you know, being a baby to basically Jim Jones's wife's, you know, daughter, bro. Shit. And basically, I think Jim Jones, he's going to a cold case school. And I guess it's closed off from the public, so people don't have any pictures or nothing about this shit. Now, Bob Davalino said, I noticed many FBA men are getting tired of the lack of building within that circle. I had one admit to me privately that it's getting old with them calling everyone tethers. You know why? Because it's kind of stupid. Because here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even like Tariq Nasheed. You know what I'm saying? And what I don't like about Tariq Nasheed is, like, you know what I'm going to be honest with you. One, I don't like Tariq Nasheed because the whole FBA policy is kind of dumb. And the whole FBA policy, here's the thing. See, here's the thing. Here's the hypocrisy into it. Tariq Nasheed, he doesn't even truly believe in the philosophy of FBA. Because if he did, FBA will always suggest that everyone get their ancestry, their genealogy checked out. Because guess what? Every black man in this country, every black person in this country, if they're to do their genealogy, they'll realize not only do they have maybe, I guess, foundational black in their family, but they're realizing a lot of their family is like West Indian, or they came from certain parts of Africa, and this and that and the other. See, here's the thing. They want to say, oh, just because you came from Africa, that means you're an FBA. Not necessarily. You could be from Africa and not be FBA. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Most black people here are mixed or have something in them. You know, there's a lot of black people who think they're truly all black American, but they don't even realize that some of their family came from the islands that are in the South. You know, a lot of people are not. See, the truth is, if they also even really truly start doing DNA tests, they're realizing a lot of them are mixed with tethers. So yeah, of course, because that whole shit is kind of goofy. Most black people in this country are mixed. Unless your family came from Africa, you are mixed. JD says, on my way. Bob Davalina says his wife is half Haitian and half Hebrew. Right, yeah. Really kind of goofy. Really goofy. Like, dude. Yeah, really goofy, man. And also, this is how he be talking. He talk like a black woman. He talk like a woman. He talk like his talking points probably came from his mother. And you know what? I'm gonna just say this to much too. You know, out of the FBAs, I'll honestly say it's black women who always kind of had something against Islanders. Black men, you know, there tends to be, honestly, from my experience, black men don't want to have a problem if you're like a foreigner as much as the women. So if you see a dude who kind of make a big deal about, you know, being like, you know, someone being a tether or something like that, I bet you he's not really, I bet you his dad didn't raise him. And even if he did have a dad like Tariq Nasheed, his dad probably wasn't a strong father. But he was talking like his mama. JJ says, I'm a Chem. He said, I'm a Chem, not Ham. Hamites are black, but not of us. Bob Davalina says, I'm glad that bullshit is just some online shit that's going on where his museum is temporarily closed because he's rebranding it as an art bar. Facts. I've seen that because you actually sent it to me, I think. Facts. As a matter of fact, the reason why, here's the thing. I tell FBA people all the time, anyone who's on the FBA stuff, I say, look, if you truly want FBA to pop off, the only way FBA will really pop off, the woman will have to be on board. But FBA women, they're, you know, not only are they're having babies by the, you know, by the worst of society in the black community. You feel me? It would be one thing if your woman was going and making sure that they're getting pregnant by doctors, scholars, you know, people who contribute to society. But guess what? If every woman is getting pregnant by drug dealers and dope boys, and, you know, And when they can, they go sleep with a white guy every chance they get. Yeah, hey, your movement ain't shit without the woman, bro. Bob Belina said the main problem with NBA is that they brought along with the same feminists along with them. Notice that they can't even develop relationships and marriages amongst their serial single followers. Of course. Yeah, look, bro. Like, yo, it's not even a movement because it was dead before it even started. Look, for you to have a movement truly, the woman got to be a part of it. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying like the Black Panthers, you ain't got to have the women participate and be in the same room and all that. But the women have to be on board with the fact that they got to be the backbone of the situation. You feel me? Sometimes, the best way a woman can support is by being at home, making sandwiches, and taking care of the kids, taking care of home. So, yo, man, it's been 2 hours, y'all. Once again, it's Cali West. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're feeling this shit. Cali West, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night, y'all. I'm gone.